Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2519 with a release date of Friday, February 6, 2026 to follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. The Beauvais Island de-expedition team announces a delay. 4 hams are among those who will track the flight of Artemis II, and a Groundhog Day special event station covers some ground. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2519 comes your way right now.
From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's independent, on-the-air news and bulletin service. Now, reporting from Jonesboro, Arkansas, here's Skeeter Nash, N5ASH.
Our top story is the Beauvais Island. The de-expedition to the most remote uninhabited island on our planet is facing a delay. Graham Kemp, DK4BB, picks up the story from here.
If you're keeping your ears tuned for the start of the 3Y0KD expedition to Beauvais Island, the thing you're going to need more than good propagation, sufficient power, a good antenna, and of course good timing is patience. The team's plans have been delayed by about 2 weeks, according to their website. Their sailing vessel is undergoing additional maintenance to secure it for the journey to the remote island. The team writes, and I quote, "While this delay is disappointing, the safety of our team remains our highest priority," end quote. According to the team, nothing else about the team's game plan has changed, and after 3 years of planning, they are looking forward to being QRV before too long. This is Graham Kemp, BK4BB.
The Artemis II crewed test flight, which was to have lifted off sometime early this month, has been delayed by NASA after the discovery of several issues, including hydrogen leaks in the Space Launch System tanks. Meanwhile, as the agency conducts a review and reschedules the launch for March, the space agency has announced that its newly chosen group of volunteers to track the Artemis II includes 4 amateur radio operators. Don Wilbanks, AE5DW, tells us who they are.
34 volunteers from around the world have been chosen by the U.S. Space Agency to track the Orion spacecraft and its crew of 4 astronauts during the scheduled Artemis II test flight. NASA has said that this mission, which includes a trip around the moon, plays a vital role in setting the stage for a return to exploration of the lunar surface. The mission is also viewed as paving the way for the first crewed Mars mission. 4 amateur radio operators are among the 34 observers chosen by NASA in a group that also includes universities, government agencies, and private companies. The Canadian Space Agency and the German Aerospace Center are among those chosen. Von Storch Engineering in the Netherlands and Intuitive Machines in Houston, Texas are among the commercial entities selected. Academic institutions include the University of Zurich's Physics Department in Switzerland and the University of New Brunswick in Canada. The 4 hams are Chris Swear, K1FSD of South Dakota, Dan Slater, AG6HF, and Loretta Smalls, AJ6HO, both of California, and Scott Tilley, VE7TIL of British Columbia, Canada. The hams will be using their radio equipment to track transmissions from the Orion over the course of its 10 days in space. This is Don Wilbanks, AE5DW.
Fans of the ham clock shack accessory are still shaken by the death.
Where's the rest of it? KF8FNC.
Preserve his legacy as we hear from Kevin Trotman, N5PRE.
With last month's tragic death of ham clock developer Elwood Downey, WB0OEW, the clock is ticking, quite literally, on a way to salvage this popular shack accessory, so it remains useful beyond its scheduled sunset in June. Brian Wilkins, KO4AQF, the developer of an open-source alternative, has posted his in-work progress on the GitHub website in hopes of providing real-time ham clock data feeds from publicly available locations, such as PSK Reporter and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. The final iteration of ham clock is version 4.22, with no further maintenance possible on its internet backend. News, propagation updates, DX, and other data will no longer be delivered to the device after it sunsets. Brian was not involved in the creation of the original ham clock, but said this replacement project, a free open-source Linux-based system, is an outgrowth of, quote, my own motivation and passion, end quote. He told Newsline in an email that, quote, the goal is preservation, not reinvention, keeping ham clock working exactly as intended for years to come, end quote. To see the work that is underway, follow the link in the text version of this week's Newsline script at arnewsline.org. This is Kevin Trotman, N5PRE.
Hams in Brazil are marking the anniversary of the national organization that represents them with a slow scan TV event separate month-long activation of special anniversary call signs. We have those details from Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
When the Liga de Amadores Brasileiros de Radiomissão, LABRE, the League of Brazilian Amateur Radio Transmitters, was created in 1934 to represent its national radio amateurs, it would be almost 3 decades before anyone would have the use of amateur radio satellites. Now, however, hams in Brazil have a choice of many such satellites, and to celebrate the 92nd anniversary of the League's founding, they've chosen the Russian CubeSat UMKA-1, or RS-40S, to transmit SSTV imagery between the 6th and the 9th of February. The transmissions are on 437.625 MHz, and the SSTV mode is Robot 36, sent every 3 minutes. Any operator who receives the imagery will be eligible for a special certificate. Hams with a more terrestrial interest are being invited to chase 28 special anniversary call signs that are on the air from the 1st of February to the 1st of March. The call signs represent each region of Brazil, and according to a Facebook post, present, quote, a unique opportunity for fellowship, cultural and technical exchange, and friendship, values that have always been at the heart of LABRE, end quote. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
With the QSO they made via the Oscar III satellite in March of 1965, a ham in Switzerland and a ham in Germany changed the shape of satellite QSOs to come. It was a first for amateur radio, and one that AMSAT HB in Switzerland is again honoring with the HB9RG trophy. John Williams, VK4JJW, has those details.
There was not yet a global satellite community when Hans Rudolf Lauber, HB9RG, and Alphonse Haring, DL6EZA, made their pioneering satellite QSO in 1965. That moment gave rise to a new era for ham radio, and in the years that followed, as more satellites populated the skies, the international community developed a zest for working the birds. AMSAT HB's trophy, which bears Hans Rudolf Lauber's call sign, is an honor conferred for achieving DX via ham radio satellites between the 2nd and the 15th of March. The competition is timed to coincide with the original 2-day contact made on March the 10th, 1965. Only QSOs via low, medium, and highly elliptical Earth orbit satellites will be permitted, and on the final day, hams will be permitted to use a geostationary satellite for a single contact with HB9RG, the bonus station. For details and rules, follow the link in the text version of this week's Newsline script at arnewsline.org. This is John Williams, VK4JJW.
Like the ARRL's annual Field Day, Winter Field Day provides an opportunity for portable operation only in winter environments during the last weekend of January. For amateur radio operators in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, however, simulation changed to activation while participating in this year's event. Randy Sly, W4XJ, tells us more.
Eddie Mishevitz, KB3YRU, was with a group of fellow hams for Winter Field Day on Sunday, January 25th, when he was notified by the warning coordination meteorologist for the Pittsburgh Weather Forecast Office to activate Skywarn for winter storm reports. Eddie, who was a Skywarn coordinator and volunteer, told Newsline that stations from 35 counties across the region got on the air, averaging 150 snowfall and condition reports from each of the counties. Amateur participation came from Central Ohio, Western Pennsylvania, as well as the northern and northern panhandle of West Virginia. Of course, this is why drills like Winter Field Day exist. The activation went QRT on Monday evening, January 26th, after 15 continuous hours of being on the air. This is Randy Sly, W4XJ.
Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the Caribbean Amateur Radio News Network on 7.139 MHz at 1000 UTC Monday through Saturday, and on Sunday at 1600 UTC. Registration has opened for the annual HamSci Workshop, which this year will be held in Connecticut and hosted by the ARRL on the campus of Central Connecticut State University. The dates are March 14th and 15th. The workshop theme is Discovering Science Through Ham Radio and will showcase how HamSci's cooperative relationships between researchers, ham radio operators, citizen scientists, and students have brought about notable advances in weather studies, propagation sensing, and ionospheric research. Visitors will have an opportunity to visit the Newington, Connecticut headquarters of the ARRL, where licensed hams will be able to get on the air from the Hiram P. Maxim Memorial Station, W1AW. Although the two-day event is designed for in-person attendance at the New Britain, Connecticut University campus, plans are in the works to provide opportunities for virtual attendance. Details will be announced close to the date of the workshop. Find registration information at the link in the text version of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. One of the many amateur radio events happening around the time of International Women's Day in March will be near New York State's scenic Erie Canal. Andy Morrison, K9AWM, tells us what's being planned.
It's a YL POTA party, and this one on Saturday, March 7th, isn't just for licensed amateurs, but those who are interested in experiencing the beauty of Pineway Ponds Park in Spencerport, New York. The site along the Erie Canal is designated US 6532 within the POTA system. YLs will be spending the day at the cabin known as Owens Lodge within the park. The organizers, Angela, N3ARB, and Matt, K2EAG, have invited YLs of all ages to participate and either bring their own radios or share others' rigs. The start time is 9 a.m., and everyone will be permitted to stay until the park's 9 p.m. closing time. This is an independent event and not sponsored by the Parks on the Air organization. International Women's Day is observed this year on Sunday, March 8th. The YL POTA party is timed to coincide with International Women's Day, which provides an opportunity for YLs to celebrate women in amateur radio. If you are interested, send an email to Angela, N3ARB, and Matt, K2EAG, at brown@brownbuffalo.com. This is Andy Morrison, K9AWM.
The Young Ladies Radio League is looking to award scholarships to promising YLs who want to advance their education. Jack Parker, W8ISH, has the details.
For the next 2 months, the Young Ladies Radio League will be reviewing scholarship applications from qualified YLs who are pursuing advanced degrees, preferably in subjects relevant to communication or radio. The application period opened on the 1st of February and closes on the 1st of April. YLs holding valid amateur radio licenses anywhere in the world are eligible for any of 3 scholarships. Preference is being given to YLs who are members of the YLRL. The Ethel Smith K4LMB Memorial Scholarship and the Mary Lou Brown NM7N Memorial Scholarship both provide $2,500 each toward a student's full-time pursuit of a bachelor's or graduate degree at any accredited university. Students who are enrolled in part-time studies can apply for the Martha Wessel K0EPE Memorial Scholarship. Those students must be involved in full-time work or have roles as family caregivers or stay-at-home parents. For details or an application form, visit the YLRL website at ylrl.net and search for scholarships. This is Jack Parker, W8ISH.
In the world of DX, Eli DD0BR is on the air as D4BR from Cape Verde throughout February. He will operate QRP with high-efficient antennas from Boa Vista, IOTA number AF086, on the 6th through the 11th of February, and again on the 19th through to the 21st. Listen for him operating from Sao Tiago, IOTA number AF005, on the 11th through the 18th of February. Michael, OE6MBG, is using the call sign 3B8-OE6MBG from Mauritius, IOTA number AF049, until the 23rd of February. Listen for him on 80 and 40 meters where he is using CW, SSB, and some FT8, FT4. A team of operators using the call sign AR1WA, will be active from Guyana from the 19th through to the 27th of February. The team includes Alex, IZ0EGA, Paulo, IZ0EBI, Diego, IZ0EWJ, and Luca, IZ6DSQ. They will operate SSB and FT8 on 160 through 6 meters. Phil, FK1TS, is on the air as C21TS from Nauru, IOTA number OC031, until sometime in July. He is operating mainly FT8, but may try some SSB. See the station's pages on QRZ.com for QSL information and other operating details. Just like amateur radio operators, Punxsutawney Phil, the famous American weather-predicting groundhog, needs the Sun's cooperation to do his job every February. This year, as every year since the 1960s, hams in Pennsylvania were with him every step of the way. Jim Davis, W2JKD, ends our newscast with this tribute to the weathercasting rodent.
A shadow was cast over the scene on February 2nd as Punxsutawney Phil newly emerged from his burrow, looked down with sleepy eyes, and saw the dark outline of his likeness. By tradition, that signals 6 more weeks of winter here in the Northern Hemisphere. The Punxsutawney Area Amateur Radio Club, K3HWJ, who get on the air each year for a special event to mark this winter ritual, did what Phil could not. They were able to stay warm and comfy in their burrows. Judy Smith, KC3JAS, who operated from home on Monday, Groundhog Day, told Newsline that her husband reported temperatures, including wind chill, of minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit. That's minus 23 centigrade. On the final day of the 3-day activation, he told the seasoned POTA operator that she needed to stay indoors. She told Newsline, and I quote, "I was disappointed, to say the least," unquote. Phil's wintry prediction also disappointed many observers, including hams who were either snowbound or tired of the freezing cold. Phil was not winning a popularity contest anywhere. The event itself did not disappoint anyone, however. Judy said that she and the other 3 operators, Bill Latta, KA3MKY, Dale Wood, KC3NFD, and Mike Brennan, KC2EGI, found the bands amazing for some of the time. The club logged a total of 556 contacts, most of them on single sideband. For the Groundhog, this was nothing to lose sleep over. With the event over, Phil reportedly went right back into hibernation. I'm Jim Davis, W2JKD.
Is 2026 the year your ham radio haiku will be chosen to appear on the Newsline website? It can't happen unless you write one and send it in to us. Visit our website at arnewsline.org, and as you compose your ode to your favorite on-the-air activity, we will help you use the correct number of syllables to make an authentic haiku. Submit your work and then sit back and wait to hear whether your inspired haiku will be highlighted on our website where everyone can read it. With thanks to Amateur Radio Daily, Angela, N3ARB, David Behar, K7DB, 425DX Bulletin, Hamsai, Judy Smith, KC3JAS, Matt, K2EAG, NASA, Northern Arizona DX Association, QRZ.com forums, shortwaveradio.de, space.com, 3Y0K website, Wireless Institute of Australia, Young Ladies Radio League, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen E. Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Peter Nash, N5ASH in Jonesboro, Arkansas, saying 7-3. As always, we thank you for listening. We wish all our listeners the very best for the year ahead in 2026. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2026. Amateur Radio Newsline retains ownership of its material even when retransmitted elsewhere. All rights are reserved.
The
Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association hopes you enjoy the weekly broadcast of Amateur Radio Newsline, and we thank you for listening. We invite you to stay tuned to the W8WKY repeater for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net. We meet there every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. It is open to all licensed amateur radio operators, so we hope that you'll stick around and check in with us. For the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, this is Kilo Charlie 8 Hotel Delta Papa KC8 HDP at Jerry and Shreve, standing by for the net at 8 p.m.
WN8 SCI Mobile.
WN8 SDI, this is KA8LYJ, also mobile.
Yeah, how's it going? I think you said the call was KA8LYJ. Name here is Walter. And yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm currently mobile in Worcester at the moment, on my way to get some, to pick up some pizza. How are you doing? Where are you at?
Currently in Wadsworth, eastbound on 76, headed home from a meeting that was canceled. For some reason, instead of sending us an email that the meeting was canceled, they taped a sign to the door. So, oh well. So I took a cup of coffee and I'm headed back.
Yeah, I suppose I suppose that'll be discussed on the next business day. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yesterday I went to order some food, and I literally left my driveway, called them in my driveway, got put on hold, walked into the restaurant, still on hold, and ordered my food, and then after I order it, I'm like, I've been on hold literally since I left my driveway, and she goes, oh, well, if you would have told me that, I would have given you your food, I would have given you your cheese sticks free. And I was just like, wow, this is just working out for me, isn't it?
Wow, that's bad. I guess how bad depends on how far you live from the restaurant.
W8WKY.
Probably about 15 minutes. So, yeah, it was not my highlight experience of that place, but It is what it is. I'm actually going back there, and she said that she would help me out today, so I told her I appreciated that, and hopefully they'll be made well.
Well, good luck with that. If she promised her, I'm sure she'll deliver. If she's any kind of manager, she feels bad about that. Anyway, I am coming up on my exit here real quick, and the repeater is going to be starting a net in just a few minutes, so I'll go ahead and say 73. Good luck on your dinner. Enjoy it, and nice meeting you. This is KA8LYJ, and the handle here is Bob.
All right, well, nice to meet you, Bob. Yeah, I didn't even know there was a net going on. I just thought I'd do something I don't normally do. So, well, I'll go ahead and say 73, and I'll go ahead and be on the side and let the net go ahead and get underway. So, nice talking with you. 888 SCI, I'll be on the side.
Oh, well, you're perfectly welcome to participate in the net. It's free and open to anybody.
November 8 Whiskey Bravo. Walter knows that. Only reason I know that is because he was the first person that tested with us during our COVID year. So good evening, Walter, and I'll be giving a report with Jerry as soon as he takes control. November 8 Whiskey Bravo on the side.
Yeah, how's it going? Yeah, I might check into the net. I just pulled into the restaurant, so I'm gonna hop out and get my food. But yeah, nice hearing you. And 888 SCI, and I'll be on the side.
ready for the weekly Serenet starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
CQ. This is Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee calling CQ for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net. We meet here every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the W8WKY repeater, which is located in Doylestown, Ohio, and operates on a frequency of 147 Mark 390 megahertz, and we use a PL tone of 114.8. This net is open to all licensed amateur radio operators and are welcome to check in with us. This is a directed net, so all traffic will pass through net control. Emergency or priority traffic may break into this net at any time. Your net control operator for this net is Jerry. That's Juliet, Echo, Romeo, Yankee. My personal call sign is Kilo, Charlie 8, Hotel, Delta, Papa. That's KC8HDP, but during this net I will be using the club call of Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee. I'll take a short break to reset the repeater and be back with some announcements. Well, the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association held its most recent VE test session this past Saturday, and here to give us all the details of that is N8WB, Stefan. Stefan, take it away.
November 8 Whiskey Bravo. Good evening, W8WKY. Good evening, Jerry. Good evening, everyone on the net. Great evening. Yeah, Saturday we had our first session of 2026. At the Rittman Fire Department, but that's where all of our sessions are. We actually had 2 people signed up. One was a no-show, but the one gentleman that came in, he came in and passed his technician, and then he passed his general as well. So I want to say thank you to Jerry, who was there, Bob Moorhead, who was amongst our VEs, Eric Mast was there as a VE. I was there as your faithful scribe, doing all the paperwork. John Dolinar from the Norris Club was online if I needed his assistance, W8YLO, and LYO. I always forget that, and I apologize, John, if you're listening, because I know this goes out to the Norris repeater, so he's going to punch me in the head next time I see him. But other than that, also Doug Hunter and Bill Knopf working the table. I want to say thank you to all of them. I'll send it back to you, Jerry. I appreciate you. Let me give a report, and our next session is April 7th, I believe. First Saturday in April. Same location. You can see all the information on the website. Thanks. November 8 Whiskey Bravo, clear.
Well, thank you for giving us all the details of the VE session this past Saturday. Appreciate that. Would you like to stick around and play trivia?
November 8 Whiskey Bravo. Sure, if you can throw me at the top of the list, that'd be great. I appreciate that. Clear.
Great. I have you at the number 1 slot. Okay. Moving on to more announcements. I'll take a break to reset the repeater. The next SARA membership meeting will be Thursday, February 19th, from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Eagles Area 2117, located at 9953 Rittman Road, Wadsworth, Ohio. This month's Tech Talk will be presented by Great Lakes Division Director Scott Yonley, N8SY, who once again will provide his always informative annual update on the workings of the ARRL. This is consistently a timely and insightful presentation, one you won't want to miss. That said, we want to remind and emphasize everyone the importance of our upcoming meeting because of the nominations for elected club offices, which takes place this month. All elected positions are open for nomination. The current treasurer and vice treasurer have indicated they intend to run again for those positions, and our current vice president has indicated his intention to seek the office of president. While none of this precludes anyone from being nominated or the club holding a contested election, it does mean that we very much are in need of a capable member willing to step forward as a candidate for vice president. I'll take a break. The vice president works closely with the president to help keep the club running smoothly and gains valuable experience to step into the president's role when needed. It is a key position for continuity and for the long-term health and vitality of Sarah. Please consider stepping up to a leadership role and continue the proud tradition of our organization. As always, if you plan to nominate someone for any office, please be sure to check with them beforehand to confirm their willingness to serve. We look forward to seeing everyone Thursday, February 19th. Please plan to attend and bring a friend. Break. Sarah will be holding a clinic for new licensees entitled, I Have My License, Now What? On Saturday, February 28th from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. The clinic will be held at the Rittman branch of the Wayne County Public Library, 75 North Main Street, Rittman, Ohio. The goal of the clinic is to encourage new license holders to get on the air and stay active in amateur radio. This is not a license preparation class. The clinic will cover practical fundamentals of getting on the air and communicating. Some of the topics covered will be communicating on VHF and UHF, thoughts on building out your shack, and choosing antennas. Attendees are requested but not required to register to get a sense of the planned attendance and to offer the ability to pre-ask a question or topic to be covered. The clinic is targeted toward technician and general class licensees who are newly licensed within the last year or so. Others are welcome to attend, but the focus will be given to new hams, questions, and needs. This clinic is open to any licensed amateur, not just Sarah members. Okay, that's all I have for announcements. Are there any other announcements for the good of the net? Okay, nothing heard. We'll start off this evening's net with a couple of rounds of in and out check-ins. Then we will take regular check-ins, those who want to make comments and take a guess at the trivia question, which will be provided this evening by AA8CS Gary. Okay, let's get started with those in and out check-ins. So if you are in and out, please check in now with your call sign, followed by your name.
Whiskey 8, Charlie Tango Mike, carry it, Portage Lake, WACTO.
In and out, Jerry. Thanks for doing the net.
Kilo Alpha 8, Mike November Tango, Tom in Canton, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, Juliet November Hotel, Doug and Rippin, in and out.
Whiskey Alpha 8, Juliet Romeo, John in Wadsworth.
November 8, Victor Foxtrot Kilo, N8 BFK, Clip, in and out.
November 8, Whiskey Sugar, Bill in New London, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, Tango Lima Bravo, KE8 TLB, Randy and Ribbon. I'll be in and out. 73. God bless everyone.
Okay, I'll pick it up there. So far for the in and outs, we have W8CTM Carey, the closer of the barometer net. Good to hear you, Carey. KD8NEO Daryl in Holmes County. Good to hear you as well. KA8MNT Tom. Good to hear you. KE8JNH Doug. Good to hear you. WA8JR John. thank you for checking in. Good to hear you. N8 VFK Cliff, thank you for checking in. Good to hear you. N8 WS Bill, the National Weather Service, good to hear you as well. And KE8 TLB Randy, thank you for checking in. Good to hear you. Do we have any other in and out check-ins? If so, do check in now with your call sign followed by your name.
Kilo 4, Oscar Golf, K4OG, Mark in Copley.
In and out.
Okay, we've added K4OG Mark and KE8SFS also Mark, both in and out. Thanks to both of you for checking in. Well, let's get started with our regular check-ins. If you'd like to be regular check-in, make comments, and take a guess at Gary's trivia question, you can check in now with your call sign followed by your name.
Kilo Alpha 8, Lima Yankee Juliet, KA8, AJ, Bob in the Magic City.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Oscar X-Ray, KE8, VOX, Scott.
November Tango 8 Delta NT8D, Dave in Copley.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Delta Tango Papa KF8 DTP, Lori Maslin.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Echo Romeo Zulu, Terry in Ellenboro, West Virginia, KF8 ERZ.
Kilo WKY, this is Kilo Delta 8 Sierra Lima Golf KD8 SLG. Nick on Allstar.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Echo Lima Alpha KF8 ELA, Zach in Dalton.
Kilo 4 Oscar Golf, K4OG, I'm in. WO3X, Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray, John in Cuyahoga Falls.
W8WKY, this is Kilo Echo 8, Victor, Quebec, X-Ray, KE8, QX, Joe in Akron.
Please copy Kilo Echo 8, Uniform India Bravo, KE8, UIB, John in Massillon.
Alpha 8, Charlie Tango, Craig and Shreve.
Well, here is KC8, Fox Queen Victor Mark, coming through Allstar and Aurora, KC8 FQV.
W8 GMS down here in Worcester, Gary. One and done. Thank you.
Okay, I will pick it up there. Yeah, we got a good list going here. We have KA8 LYJ Bob, KE8 VOX Scott, NT8D Dave, KF8 DTP Lori, KF8 ERZ Perry, KF8 ELA Zach, KD8 SLG Nick, K4OG Mark N, WO3X John, KE8 VQX Joe, KE8 ZZR Harry, KE8 UIB John, AA8CT Craig, KC8 FQV Mark, and we have W8 GMF Gary, who is in and out. Okay, do we have any other regular check-ins for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net? If so, check in now with your call sign, followed by your name.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Delta Tango Alpha KF8 DTA. Jeff, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8 Echo Hotel Golf KE8 EHG Mike in Navarre.
Okay, we've added KF8DTA, Jeff in and out, and KE8EHG, Mike in Navarre. All right, well, let's go to AA8CS now with the trivia question. And Gary, I know you'll have a good one for us, so give us that head scratcher.
All right, Jerry, good evening to you. This is AA8CS in beautiful downtown Fairlawn. Tonight's question, a little different. It's going to be a little different, so pay attention. Tonight, I'm going to give you 4 scientists and pair them with their discovery or what they did. So we're going to have a scientist paired with an achievement, and you got to tell me which is the incorrect pairing. Again, the incorrect pairing. All right, so let's get to it. So the question is, which of the following scientists' achievement pairing is incorrect? A, alpha, Heinrich Hertz experimentally confirmed the existence of electromagnetic waves predicted by Maxwell. B. Baker, Claude Shannon defined information entropy and the theoretical limits of data transmission over noisy channels. C. Edwin Armstrong invented frequency modulation, FM radio, to reduce static and noise. And D. Guglielmo Marconi discovered I'll get this, I promise. Ionospheric reflection enabling long-distance shortwave propagation. All right, let's try this again. We're looking for the incorrect pairing between scientist and achievement. Alpha, Heinrich Hertz experimentally confirmed the existence of electromagnetic waves predicted by Maxwell. Baker, Claude Shannon defined information entropy and the theoretical limits of data transmission over noisy channels. C. Edwin Armstrong invented frequency modulation, FM radio, to reduce static and noise. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, D. Delta, Guglielmo Marconi. It's our Marconi. Tough pronouncing that first name. Marconi discovered ionospheric reflection enabling long-distance shortwave propagation. So there you have it. Have fun. This is AA8CS, back to W8WKY.
Well, thank you for that tantalizing head-scratcher of a trivia question there, Gary. Appreciate you providing that. And we'll go to the top of the list now with N8WB. Stefan, what do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what else do you have for the net?
November 8 Whiskey Bravo. Good evening, W8WKY, Jerry, everyone on the net. There was a word that we used to use years ago. Hoofah. I thought it was just coming in to answer like, what color is red? Man, thanks, Gary, for always putting me out there. Appreciate that. I don't know, but I'm going to say, can I phone a friend? No, just kidding. Like I said a little bit earlier, we had a great VE session. It was our second exam tools, which is working out really, really well. And John Dolan, a good friend of mine from Tri-C, one of my bosses, my upline bosses, as president of NORS, helped us out to get online for our last session in December, and was also there in case I needed my handheld, which was one little quick phone call I did need, but other than that, yeah, it was a great session. I think it's going to be working out really well from this point on, doing the exam tools. And John will be there on retainer if I need him, but I think we'll be able to move on our April session. So other than that, just working out a lot of stuff in the shack down the basement, and also working out in the whisper room where I do the recordings for some of the, when I'm the anchor of the amateur radio newsline or doing a story. So anyways, I'll send it back to you. Everyone have a great evening. Thanks, Jerry, for doing the net. Thanks for being there this last weekend for the VE exam out there in Rittman. So I always appreciate you and the group, more than you'll know, because without you, there's nothing. And I want to say a shout-out real quick. Heard him right before the net. Walter, SCI, was one of our first COVID people when we took the first test I proctored with Gary and Jason, as a matter of fact. 34 people, and Walter was out there, so he's listening. So hi to Walter. Everyone, have a great evening. I'll be listening.
Before you go, Stefan, did you say your trivia question answer was alpha?
Yeah, I'd like it to be whatever the answer is if Gary wants to give that to me, but yes, alpha is the one that I chose. November 8 Whiskey Bravo, back to net.
Okay, very good. I thought that's what you said, but I just wanted to confirm that. Well, thank you for joining us, Stefan. Thank you for the report for VE session, and thanks for all you do for the club. Appreciate that, and appreciate your check-in as well. You have a great evening, Stefan, and 7-3 to you. Okay, we're going to clear with N8WB, and we're going to go to the Magic City now with KA8LYJ, Bob. Well, good evening, Bob. It was a pleasure working with you at the VE session on Saturday. Good to see you there. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what comments do you have for the net?
W8WKY. This is KA8LYJ. Good evening, Jerry. Good evening, group. Yeah, it was a fun session, and it's always a blast to see a newcomer walk in and test all the way straight up to general. The XYL did that, shamed the heck out of me, so I had to go back the next week and get mine. But that's always awesome to see. It was a great time. I enjoyed the respite from the weather today. I actually went out without a coat for the first time since November. As far as the trivia, I'm going to go Bravo. Let me pause for time here. The only downer today was I drove all the way to Rittman for a meeting, and instead of sending an email saying, "Hey, we got someone sick and we can't have the meeting," they taped a sign saying that to the door, so I had to drive all the way to Rittman to learn that. Guys, email is a thing. That's it for me. This is KA8LYJ. I'm going to brew a cup of tea here.
Well, thank you for joining us on the net this evening, Bob. I do have your trivia question answer as Bravo, and enjoy that cup of tea as 7-3. So we're going to clear with KA8LYJ, and that brings us to KE8VOX, Scott. Good to hear you this evening, Scott. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what comments do you have for the net? And NT8D Dave is on deck.
Good evening, everyone. KE8VOX, Scott here, shores of Lake Erie. Trivia question was pretty doggone easy. I'm going to go for D, don't know. And that's all I got, besides it was a beautiful day up here. Thanks for doing the net. Thanks for getting me in. W8WKY, KE8VOX.
W8WKY.
Well, it was a beautiful day inland as well. I'm glad you enjoyed the day. I do have your trivia question answer as Delta, and thanks for joining us on the net this evening, Scott. 7-3 to you. So we'll clear with KE8VOX, and that brings us to NT8D. Good evening to you, Dave. Thank you for checking in with me on the net this evening. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what comments do you have for the net? And KF8DTP is on deck.
Good evening there, Jerry, everybody on the net, all the listeners. I hope everybody's having a good, a terrific Tuesday. Let's see. I'm going to guess D Delta. That could be a mismatch, I'm thinking. It's a guess. And Gary, don't feel bad. I cannot pronounce his name either. I've tried to do it in a trivia question before, and I did about as good a job as you did, if I'm lucky. So, yeah, right there with you. My comment is, I just want to encourage people to not worry, take things seriously, and don't worry about consequences. I suppose I've been having some chest pains the past couple of days, and they wouldn't go away. And I've had some surgeries for blood clots, some serious surgeries for blood clots in my past. So I got up this morning, I called the doctor, told him what was going on. He said, go to the emergency room, and I did. And I'm glad I did. They did EKG, blood work, some x-rays, and they found nothing seriously wrong, which I was very grateful to hear. And nobody looked at me weird for going there and not being in an actual emergency. It was worth not waiting to actually have a heart attack. My brother had one a few months ago, and I didn't want to do that. So don't be afraid to listen to your symptoms, and nobody's going to make fun of you if you do. Keep yourself alive. That's going to be my comment. Hope everybody has a good one, and I'm going to try to get to the meeting next Thursday. Back to Net Control, NTAT.
Well, I'm happy to hear that nothing was seriously wrong, and good advice from your doctor to go checked out, because you really don't know until you get checked out. So glad you're doing well, Dave, and thank you for checking in and sharing that with us. I do have your trivia question answer as Delta, and you take care of yourself, and a 7-3 to you. So we'll clear with NT8D, and we will now go to KF8DTP, Lori. Good evening, Miss Lori. Good to have you here on the net this evening. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what other comments do you have for the net? And KF8ERZ is on deck.
W8WKY from KF8DTP. I'm going to go with C, Charlie, as my trivia answer, and I don't have much going on other than I was off today, so I've kind of been in lazy mode all day, and man, I had absolutely no energy today, and I can't tell you why, but it sure showed, that's for sure. With that, this is KF8DTP, I'll be clear.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your day, even though you were feeling kind of without energy today, but hope you enjoyed it anyway. So good to have you here, Lori. I do have your trivia question answer as Charlie, so all of the answers have been picked, so somebody is going to be right. So very good. Good to hear from you, Lori, and we'll say 7-3 to you. And we'll clear with KF8DTP. Let's now go to KF8ERZ. I wasn't sure if you said Perry or Barry, but maybe you can clarify that for me. And what do you think the answer to the trivia question is? And give us any other comments you have. And KF8ELA is on deck.
W8WKY, this is KF8ERZ, and the first one was Terry, T Tango for Terry. Yeah, good evening, Net Control, and everybody on the net this evening. It's good to hear everybody on there, and it's good to be with y'all. I've been missing the barometer net. I've been oversleeping in the morning past few days, so haven't managed to get on there. Hopefully in the morning I'll get up in time and be on there. Miss being with y'all, but Yeah, as far as trivia goes, wow, Gary, you're making my old brain hurt. I'm telling you. I have no idea, so I'm just going to go with A Alpha and for my trivia answer and hope for the best. That one's got me stumped. I have no idea. That's too much for my brain. Anyway, hope everyone's having a wonderful evening. Good to hear everybody's reports. And look forward to hopefully being with you all for the next net. And with that, I'll just hand it back to Net Control, say 73, and God bless. It's KF8 ERZ.
Well, I was wrong on both accounts, so I have it corrected. Your name corrected to Terry. Okay, thank you for that correction. And good to have you part of the net this evening. Yeah, these questions make my brain hurt too. But I do have your trivia question answer as Alpha, and look forward to hearing you on the net again soon. So we'll say 7-3 to you, Terry. So we'll clear with KF8 ERZ and go to KF8 ELA. Good evening to you, Zach. Thank you for checking in with me this evening. What do you think Gary's trivia question, the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what else do you have for us? And KD8SLG is on deck.
W8WKY in the net. This is KF8ELA. Good evening, everyone. We'll start with trivia, and I'm going to guess D Delta for that. We'll see where that gets me, but we're just playing a little FT8 tonight. There is a small 10-meter opening over to Japan, so got a couple contacts there, which is fun. And we're just looking at some parts here, some heat shrink connectors, some other miscellaneous stuff, and I think we're going to try and add a 6-meter leg to the fan dipole and hopefully improve my 6-meter coverage here in the near future. But other than that, that's all I've really got. We're just having some fun on the radio tonight, and we'll send it back to net. This is KF8ELA.
Well, congratulations on the contacts to Japan, and I'm glad you're having fun on the radio this evening and making this net part of it. Good to hear from you, Zach. I do have your trivia question answer as Delta, and look forward to hearing you on down the log soon. 7-3, Zach. So we'll clear with KF8ELA, and that brings us to KD8SLG, just Nick. Good evening to you, Nick. Glad you were able to check in with me this evening. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what else do you have for the net? And K4OG is on deck.
W8WKY, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Jerry, and all the Sarah Club netizens. Thanks for getting me in here. Good times being had by all. I want to start by thanking you for the announcements at the beginning of the net tonight. Thank you very much, Jerry. I want to do that before I forget. Trivia tonight, I'm going to go with Bravo. And I will say Marconi comes up with some frequency, pun intended, on the BeaconNet trivia questions. And the consensus there is we've kind of agreed to just always butcher it to Guglielmo. Think of it like Tickle Me Elmo, but Guglielmo. Guglielmo. That's what we've decided to consistently butcher it as. So there's that. Looking forward to the meeting next week for sure. So hope to see a bunch of you there. And Jerry, it seems like I can't check into many nuts without having you be the NCO sometimes. Thanks, Jerry. Do appreciate it. It's KD8SLG. Back to net control.
W8WKY.
Well, thank you for the chuckle, Nick. I love the pronunciation of Guglielmo. That's funny. I'm still laughing about that. Great to have you here and part of the net this evening, Nick, and I think announcements are part of the NCO's responsibilities. Not sure, but I always thought they were. Anyway, thanks for the appreciation. Good to have you here, Nick, and look, I know I'll hear you on the net real soon, so say 7-3 to you, Nick. I do have your trivia question answer as Bravo. 73 Nick. So we're clear with KD8 SLG. And before we go to Mark, I want to re-identify this as the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net. We meet here every Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock on the W8WKY repeater. Oops, got to put $1 in the jar. Okay, let's go to Mark, K4OG. Good to have you here. Have you in as a regular. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is? And what else do you have for the net? And WO3X is on deck.
W8WKY. Good evening, Jerry and everyone. Well, I'm going to stall on the answer and just lead out with waving a hand to Zach out there. He's a good member of the Discord, Sarah Discord, and hope he's got his tape measure antenna Yagi built for satellites. And let's see, I downloaded my recording of the last meeting. It's about an hour and 11 minutes, and I got to sort through a lot of talk. Sort of like it starts out with cooperation that Nick started a couple of years ago, and Josh has certainly jumped all over on the situation as he expanded that. Doug did a great job last year of scheduling timely tech talk topics. Say that 3 times fast, and if you can, do it 4 more times. So you see where I'm coming from. I got to sort through all this and come up with the minutes, Jerry. I'll give you my answer. I'm going to go with B, as in Bob. LYJ, he pulls me out of tough times like this. So Bravo's the answer, Jerry. K4OG. Y'all have a good evening.
Well, yeah, you always do a great job with the minutes, Mark, and appreciate your job you do with that and for everything you do. It's good to have you part of the net this evening and part of the club, and keep up the good work. I do have your trivia question answer as Bravo, and we'll see where that goes. Thanks for joining us, Mark, and 7-3 to you. So we're clear with K4OG, and that brings us to WO3X. Good evening to you, John. For those of you who don't know, John is one of the net control operators for the N8XPK multi-state 6-meter net every Sunday night at 7 o'clock. So good net, and check in with him if you can on Sunday evenings. So good to have you here, John. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what else do you have for us? And KE8VQX is on deck.
Good evening, Jerry, and all on the net. This is WO3X, John here in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. Let's see here for the trivia. I think I'm going to go with D Delta. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, this Sunday, Brian, KF8G, is the net control station. I'm the net control station on the even numbered Sundays, and Brian is the net control station on the odd numbered Sundays. But sometimes we switch if somebody's doing something on that particular Sunday. So Brian says that this net started a long time ago, and then for a while Fred, KD8GYS, was the net control station, and then let's see, KD8VT was for a while also. But for the last few years now, it's been Brian and myself here running that. So I always run NetLogger on that, so you can see who all checked in. And I run the NetLogger whether I'm the net control station or if Brian is. So that's the story there. So I'm going to go with D Delta on that trivia question. This is WO3X back to the net.
Well, it's good to have you here on the SARANet this evening, John, and I always enjoy checking in with you on the NX8XPK net. Thank you for keeping that going. I do have your trivia question answer as Delta, and look forward to hearing you on down the log. 7-3, John. So clear with WO3X, and that brings us to KE8VQX, and that is Joe. Well, good evening to you, Joe. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is? What other comments do you have for the net? And KE8ZZR is on deck.
W8WKY, this is KE8VQX. Hi, Jerry, and everyone on the net. Good to be back. Was just on a trip working for the last 4 days, and one of the layovers was kind of nice. We had 20 hours in Cancun to thaw out. And then tonight, this afternoon, had a pretty ripping tailwind coming back from LA, so pulled into the gate about 40 minutes ahead of schedule, which makes everybody happy. So that's all I got going on. As far as the trivia goes, I think I'm going to go with C, Charlie, because I really don't know. That's usually my answer. I don't know. I just no clue. But so I'll pick C this time. So thanks for getting me in, Jerry. This is KE8VQX, back to net control.
Well, welcome back. Glad you had safe travels and made it back here and were able to get on the net with us and join us on the net. Good to have you here. I do have your trivia question answer as Charlie, and look forward to hearing you again soon. So we'll say 7-3 to you, Joe, and clear with KE8VQX. And that brings us to KE8ZZR, Harry. Missed you at lunch today, Harry. Good to have you here on the net, and thanks for checking in with us while you're on the road. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what else do you have for us? And KE8UIB is on deck.
W8WKY, this is KE8ZZR. Good evening, Jerry, and everybody else that's on the net. Yes, I'm coming to you through EchoLink from Reidsville, Georgia. We are inbound for Hamvention. We'll be arriving in Orlando tomorrow, and it's been quite the ride down here. We left on Saturday with 12 degrees. We broke down in Marmot, West Virginia. We blew a leaf spring on our trailer. I pull a 40-foot fifth-wheel toy hauler. We hit a chuck hole that was unavoidable and blew out the leaf spring. We hunkered down in a truck stop for 2 days until roadside assistance could get to us yesterday and replace both leaf springs. So now we're in Georgia and everything is fine. So my answer to the trivia question is going to be C, because I don't have a clue. And that's about it. So Silvercreek Amateur Radio will be well represented at Hamcation. There's myself, Lane, and Benny will be down there. Benny's already in Florida, so it should be a good time. So with that, I'll turn it back to you. This is KE8ZZR. Good night, and thanks for running the net there, Jerry.
W8WKY.
Well, sorry to hear you had some mechanical problems there, but at least you got them taken care of, and you're well on your way, and have a great time at Hamcation. And thanks for representing Sarah there. Good to hear from you, Harry. Thanks for checking in with us once again while you're on the road. I do have your trivia question answer as Charlie, and safe travels to you, Harry, and keep checking in with us. 7-3. So clear with KE8ZZR. And that brings us to KE8UIB. Well, good evening, John. Good to have you here. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what else do you have for the net? And AA8CT is on deck.
W8WKY from KE8UIB. Good evening, Jerry, and everybody out there on the net. And let me see, I am doing the weekly going back and forth with Mom and Dad, and on the trivia question tonight, they're going with Bravo, and I, myself, am going to go with C, Charlie, and I just feel that Gary's just up to no good on this question, so I'll go with the just don't go with, and I'll take Charlie, and we'll see how that goes. With that, I hope everybody's having a good Tuesday evening, and let me see. Now, other than that, I don't have much going on tonight, guys. I'm just relaxing, playing radio, living that $5 dream, a nickel at a time. And with that, you guys, this is KEA-UIB, and I just want to say 7-3 y'all, and thanks for running that, Jerry.
Well, good to have you part of the net this evening, John. Keep on relaxing and playing radio. Good to have that here. And I do have your parents' trivia question answer as Bravo and your answer as Charlie. And John and Lori, look forward to hearing you on the W8NP net here sometime soon. So as net control operators. So good. Thank you for doing that. 7-3, John. So we'll clear with KE8UIB, and that brings us to AA8CT. Good evening, Craig, and Craig is my crosstown neighbor. Good to have you here, Craig. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what else do you have for us? And KC8FQV is on deck.
W8WKY. Good evening, Jerry, and all of the other Serenedisons. Answer for the trivia question, I haven't got a clue, and so we'll just go, I think the other one was, I did C the other day, so we're going to move up. I'm going to move up to Bravo today. It's probably wrong, but that's okay. What a beautiful day today. Wow. Actually went outside for a while without a jacket, or a need for a jacket, or gloves, a stocking cap, a fur-lined parka, or whatever. And just a wonderful day. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to you and say good evening to all. And I tell you, the more I'm in it, the longer I'm in it, the more I think that this family is a very, very unique group of people and a collection of ideas, and it's just phenomenal. With that, turning it back to W8WKY, this is AA8CT, saying 73s to all, and have a good evening.
Well, I have to agree with you. This is a phenomenal group, and Sarah is awesome. So very good. Thanks for joining us, Craig. I do have your trivia question answer as Bravo, and glad you enjoyed the day. I did as well. Nice day today. So we'll 7-3 to you, Craig, and we'll clear with AA8CT, and that brings us to KC8FQV. Well, good evening, Mark. Good to have you part of our net this evening. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what else do you have for us? And KE8EHG is on deck. KC8FQV, Mark, do you have anything for us?
Well, nothing for you, KC8QV.
Did you say you don't have anything for us?
Catch it, yeah, I had a rough night last night, but I got to the doctors and they said everything looked good. So that's where we're at. So wasn't it back your way, Case of QV.
Well, sorry to hear you're not feeling well. You take care of yourself and get better soon, okay, Mark? And look forward to hearing you down the log soon. So clear with KC8FQV, and that brings us to KE8EHG. That is Mike. Mike is, along with Lori and John, our net control operators on the West Stark information net. So good to have you here, Mike. Thanks for joining us. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what else do you have for us?
Good evening, Jerry. Good evening, everyone on the net. Thanks for the shout out there. The check will be in the mail. So, trivia. I don't know. I'm thinking D, Delta, and all I can think of is that movie, Julia Gulia. That's all I'm thinking of, just Julia Gulia. Her name will be Julia Gulia. So, whatever you guys come up with. So that's what I'm thinking there. And that's the only reason why. For you people down here in beautiful Stark County, there was a mix-up on the date on the statewide tornado drill. The internet is always right? Correct? Well, they had the 23rd, and I'm going to do it at the Tussall School, and the teacher came up to me and he says, that's not a Wednesday. So I called AYE today, and it is actually March 18th, Wednesday, 9:50. So March 18th, not the 23rd. The 23rd is a Monday. So, I don't know what happened there. But March 18th, this National Statewide Tornado Drill. And we'll be operating on 147.112 megahertz with a PL of 110.9. So anybody can reach that, gladly come in there. I'll take check-ins, and we'll go from there. So, 7-3's all. I'll wait for the answer, and I will try to make the meeting. We'll see what happens. 7-3's KE8, EHG. Back to net.
Well, thank you for throwing the date out there for the statewide tornado drill, 9:50 a.m. on March 18th. So, very good. Thanks for joining us on the net this evening, Mike. And, hopefully you can make it to the Sarah meeting. I'll look forward to seeing you there. 7-3 to you, Mike. I do have your trivia question answer as Delta. Okay, that is the bottom of the list I have so far. So we will open up the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net for more check-ins. Your net controller this evening is Jerry, Juliet Echo Romeo Romeo Yankee, using the club call of W8WKY. If you would like to check into our net, do so now with your call sign followed by your name.
Kilo Charlie 8, Papa Bravo Victor, David. W3X, recheck.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha, KE8VZA, Eric in Strongsville, KE8VZA.
W8WKY.
Okay, we have added KC8PBV, David, and KE8VZA, Eric, and we'll be to you guys shortly. Let's get W03X's recheck real quick.
This is W03X, John here. Brian KFAG pointed out a couple of weeks ago about the information about the N8XPK6 meter repeater, and there was one error about the PL tones. The PL tone for Akron used to be 107.2, but that input has been moved to Columbiana County. So if you put 107.2 into your radio for the PL tone, you won't, and you're around here, you won't be able to get into the repeater very good at all. That's mostly useful for if you're in western Pennsylvania. So don't use the 107.2 PL tone. This is WO3X back to the net.
Okay, thank you for that, John. Well, I don't know if, let's see, let's go back to Gary and have him reread the trivia question for David and Eric and anyone else that might join. So, Gary, would you be so gracious as to reread the trivia question for the new people who have joined the net?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'll do that as long as I don't have to pronounce Marconi's first name. Got to tell you, I actually went to one of those online pronunciation sites, played it about 17 times, practiced it even more, and still couldn't get it right. So obviously, learning Italian is not in my purview. Anyway, here's the question. We're going to look at pairings of a scientist and their achievement. One of the pairings is incorrect. The others are correct. You are looking for the incorrect pairing. Here we go. Alpha, Heinrich Hertz experimentally confirmed the existence of electromagnetic waves predicted by Maxwell. Claude Shannon defined information entropy and the theoretical limits of data transmission over noisy channels. Edwin Armstrong invented frequency modulation, FM, radio to reduce static and noise. Delta, here we go. I like Nick's pronunciation. Guglielmo, that's what it was. Marconi, it's the Marconi we all know and love. Anyway, he discovered ionospheric reflection enabling long-distance shortwave propagation. Back to net, this is AA8CS.
Thank you for rereading the question, Gary. Okay, before we go to David and Eric, is there any other stations wishing to join the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net? If so, check in with your call sign followed by your name.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Delta Tango Alpha, recheck.
Now that I heard it, KC8FQV, I'll give it a shot now. KC8FQV.
Okay, we have rechecks from KF8DTA and KC8FQV. Let's get to David, KC8PBV. David, what do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what else do you have for the net? And KE8VZA is on deck.
Whiskey Kilo Yankee, this is David Smith, Kilo Charlie 8, Papa Bravo Victor, and I have no clue as to what the wrong answer is, so won't hazard a guess even. And mostly I have just spent the whole day playing with a printer trying to get it to work. Whiskey Kilo Yankee, this is Kilo Charlie 8, Papa Bravo Victor.
Well, I hope you get that printer working soon, and thank you for checking in with us this evening. And you have no guess for the trivia question, but thanks once again for joining us. We'll say 7-3 to you, and clear with KC8PBV. And let's go to KE8VZA, Eric. Oh, good evening to you, Eric. What do you think the answer to Gary's trivia question is, and what else do you have for us? And KF8DTA with a recheck is on deck.
WAWKY, KE8VZA here. Doing great, Jerry. Thanks for running the net. Trivia, great trivia question. I'm going to go with Bravo, Claude Shannon. And Just Nick is right. We regularly butcher Guglielmo, his name, Marconi. I like to say Guglio Elmo. But anyway, yeah, warmer weather today was really nice. Poked my head out of work a couple times in the parking lot just to relish it. And Norris 10-meter net tonight, we had all of three check-ins, and we could barely hear each other, but so it goes. It's a challenge. What else? Winter Olympics, been watching bits and pieces of that. It's very interesting. I like it. That's all I have for tonight. Thanks for running the net, Jerry. Back to net control. This is KE8VZA.
Well, I'm happy to hear you were able to stick your head out of work a couple of times and enjoy the nice warm day we had today. It was beautiful. And thank you for joining us on the net once again. And I do have your trivia question answer as Bravo. And we'll say 7-3 to you, Eric. So we'll clear with KE8VZA. And we'll go to KF8DTA, Jeff, who was in and out. We got you in the log now. What do you think the answer to the... Well, go ahead with your recheck.
Thank you for picking me up again. Yeah, I was out mobile, and I just didn't want to get called on and not be there. But I'm available now, and I've been listening along. I don't have an answer for you, but my wife says Charlie, so maybe you can pencil her in there. Yeah, I got my 17-inch whip today, and I'm going to put it on a mag mount and see if I can play POTA tomorrow inside my truck. Anyway, back to net control, KF8 DTA.
Well, good to hear from you, Jeff. We do have your wife's trivia question answer as Charlie, and I hope you get the new antenna installed on your truck without any problems and works great for you. Thanks for joining us, Jeff. 7-3 to you. So we'll clear with KF8DTA, and we'll go back once again to KC8FQV. Good evening once again, Mark. Go ahead with your recheck.
All right, yeah, K7Q. I'm going to say Delta. I'm going to say Delta on the trivia. Yeah, I'm going to be catching up on sleep because I didn't have much last night at all. But we'll send it back to net. KC8, Fox Queen Victor. Yeah, everyone's good at the doctors today.
Well, keep taking care of yourself, Mark, and yeah, get caught up on that sleep. It'll help you heal. And I do have your trivia question answer as Delta, and we'll say 7-3 to you, Mark. And we'll clear with KC at FQV. Well, let's go to Gary, AA8CS, see what comments he has for us, and then after he gives us his comments, he can give us the answer to the trivia question. Take it away, Gary.
W8WKY.
All right, Jerry, thanks for doing the net tonight. Another spectacular job on your part. We do appreciate it. Yeah, I just want to point out, as you emphasized at the beginning with the announcements, the meeting a week from Thursday on the 19th of February will be, it's going to be a really good meeting. Scott Yonley's going to be there, giving his insight into the workings of the ARRL. Always fun, always a pleasure listening to Scott. He's got many insightful things coming down the pike there, so you don't want to miss that. We do have election nominations coming up in February, and we vote in March. So important meeting. So be there. Plan to attend. Bring a friend. Let me grab a second, and I'll go through the trivia question. All right. The correct answer tonight is Delta. Yeah, that is the incorrect pairing. Marconi made historic use of long-distance radio communication with his historic transmission, but he did not discover the ionosphere. The reflective layer was independently predicted by Oliver Heaviside, that's spelled Heaviside, and Arthur Kinnelly, and later experimentally confirmed by Edward Appleton. The other distractors, alpha is correct. Hertz's experiments conclusively demonstrated electromagnetic waves, validating Maxwell's theory. Shannon's 1948 work founded information theory and defines modern digital communications. And Charlie, Armstrong's FM invention did actually dramatically reduce noise compared to amplitude modulated systems. So there you have it. Trivia in a nutshell. I hope everybody enjoyed it. A little bit different take on it tonight, but hopefully you had fun, and that's what it's all about. This is AA8CS Back to Net. 73 Jerry, and everybody, take care. Have a good rest of the week.
Well, thank you so much, Gary, for doing the trivia tonight. I stink at it, and you're good at it. So, thank you for doing that for the net this evening. Appreciate you joining us on the net this evening, Gary, and for all you do for the club. And it's just great to have you here, and look forward to seeing you next Thursday at the meeting. So, we'll 7-3 to you, Gary. We'll clear with AA8CS. Okay. We'll ask for late check-ins. So if anyone's out there who would still like to check into the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net, you can do so now with your call sign followed by your name.
This is Kilo Delta 8, Hotel Alpha Golf, KD8HAG, Tim. I'll be in and out.
Well, good evening to you, Tim. Good to have you join us on the net this evening. I do have you in and out, KD8HAG. Don't be a stranger. Stop by and check in with us whenever you can. Do we have any other check-ins or anything for the good of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Club Net? Nothing heard. Well, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for checking in with me this evening. I had a great time taking your check-ins and hearing your comments, and it's always a good time. Thank you. Appreciate you making this net part of your Tuesday evening. If you need more net, check into the WatchNet on the Millersburg repeater in Holmes County. That's a KD8QGQ repeater. The frequency is 146.67 megahertz. The PL is 71.9. And Charlie, WO3X, does a great job at net control, and it is a fun and relaxing net, and check in with him if you can. So with that, for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, this is Kilo Charlie 8, Hotel Delta Papa, KC8 HDP Jerry in Shreve, returning the repeater to regular amateur use, 7-3.